let me go straight to asking you the question. We heard the minister raise the issues to do with the areas where we are cutting back, especially bust margin, UPPF, Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, also going by that down by 9 pesos, fuel market margin 1 peso, primary distributing margin by 3 pesos. In all, 15 pesos, effective the 1st of April. We are seeing this reflecting at the pump. I want to know, does it mean that it's also going to reflect on the price build-up for LPG?
Thank you once again, Raymond. I've not had a time to go through the minister's presentation holistically, but from what I've seen, it looks like what I can conclude now is that LPG was not affected. So if you look at what was being mentioned, he specifically mentioned diesel and petrol, and is pushing for that 15% reduction in these two products. LPG was it was nowhere mentioned in the presentation.
So you do not presume that what he meant was supposed to be for all fuel products, but specifically diesel and petrol. That's what you want to believe.
Yes, that's my understanding. Unless maybe I'm misunderstanding the presentation that the minister did. But if my understanding is correct, then it means LPG was not touched. And let me say that we are quite disappointed with that, but we are not broken. We will continue to push for the right things to be done.
First, you said you are disappointed. Exactly how precarious is the current pricing of LPG that makes not touching that part problematic?
Raymond, currently LPG consumption in Ghana is on the decline. And that should be a source of big worry to every Ghanaian. As I've always said, in 2019, we did an average of almost 30,000 metric tons a month. That came down to 29,000 metric tons a month in 2020. It came further down to 28,000 metric tons on the average in 2021. And this year, our projection is that LPG consumption is going to go further down to about 25,000 metric tons a month if the situation continues to persist. Our position on the price of LPG has been made very, very, very clear over the years. Since we started calling for taxes to be removed and for measures to be put in place for LPG prices to go down in Ghana, no government official has been able to come out to challenge our position on this. That tells you that government itself sees the reasonable argument we are trying to put across. But I think the courage is what we lack to be able to ensure that this is done. You have set a target to increase consumption of LPG. You have set a target to double consumption of LPG in 10 years. LPG is a product with an elastic demand. How can you achieve an increment in consumption while at the same time price of the product keep moving up? We have called for the taxes on LPG as a sign of commitment towards that objective that government has set. As a first step, just take off the taxes from the product. Because we all know every peso increment in the price of LPG goes to affect its consumption.
Okay. Now, give me a second. Let me bring in now